Today I was driving from my gym to home and I was listening to this one of the great, conversation. And I realized that no problem is a big problem. The way we feel, we would think that, oh my God, what should I do? I'm stuck. There are a lot of situations in your life where you feel that you're stuck and you do not have any answer. Or maybe you have a question, but you're struggling to, answer that question. There are situations where you might get the answer quickly by asking help for someone who's already gone through it, or you try to find out or troubleshoot that situation and get the answer by yourself. I'm going to give you an example. I was creating my landing page and I'm using a specific platform where I was trying to build this landing page. So I started following a specific guidelines and I started creating that landing page. After a certain time, I saw that the landing page was coming out to be very, good. It was absolutely good design, good format. It was very catchy, and I started building that landing page for about a week, right? And when I was about to finish that landing page, my system just got switched off, and that landing page was not saved in the state which I was working, but it was saved in a specific auto saved version where I was not sure what I was doing it, right? So imagine that you're writing 1,000 words in your notepad and you saved it at 500 words and then the system just switched off and you lost your 500 words. That's what happened with me. The landing page, where I was satisfied with that landing page, my system switched off, and I went back. Almost 60% of my work was lost. So I was frustrated. I was so angry on myself. I was like, why didn't I save my work, right? Then I started rebuilding it, like from this, not from the scratch, but at least 40% was done. 40% was done, and then I started building it again. And I reached to a point where I said, okay, now this is good. I like it, and I saved it for, thank God. And later on, when I refreshed it, I saw a huge empty space at the end of that landing page. Landing page is a web page where you create your website, right? A landing page where people land and see what you exactly do as part of your work, as part of your passion. So back to the situation, there was a huge gap, empty space on that web page, and I was wondering what happened. So I tried to find out what exactly is happening. I was trying to troubleshoot it. It One day went by, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and I was frustrated. And then I reached out to the support from that platform which I'm using to build my landing page, and they said that there are some components which are hidden in your landing page. You need to find out and then remove them, and whatever space you have will be gone. And I was like, okay, that is something good. They recorded a video and then shared that these are the things which you need to remove and you will be all good. I was like, okay, let's try do that. I started finding out where all those additional hidden components which from the landing pages are, and I was trying to identify, and then I thought that I removed every additional component which was hidden behind some panels are gone, and I just refreshed it, and then I can again see the same empty space at the end. And I was so frustrated, and I again emailed back to them. I was like, I cannot find what's wrong with the landing page. There is again I removed everything which I think I can, but still there's a huge empty space at the end. What should I do? They said that, sir, this is what I understand. We have built this platform, and since we can still see there are some hidden components which you are not able to remove, and that's the reason you can see that empty space. And I was frustrated. So what I did, I recreated the entire landing page because I know what I did earlier. But now what I did, I started following their best practices of how to build a landing page from the platform vendor itself. And then I started building the landing page, and ultimately, for the earlier version, it took 3 weeks for me to build that landing page. But the newer version, which I created from scratch, it just took me 2 days to build a landing page. It was amazing. I mean, I think I've sent it to so many people. People were very, happy looking at that. They said like, this is flawless. And the feeling of that, feedback was amazing. But the whole point of telling this story was I was stuck in a problem. For me, it was a big problem, but the solution to the problem was very small or very simple, right? The way the support system told me. But what I did was I tried to recreate the entire landing page, and it was done, right? I also want to tell you one story. Okay, like I said, simple solution for you think a big problem, right? There was one engineer, okay, automobile engineer. I'm sure you must have heard the story, but let me tell you this, and let me just connect the dots here. So once there was a automobile engineer, and he went to meet a manufacturing owner, like a car manufacturing owner, and he said that, sir, I am an automobile engineer, and I want to design a world's best car for you. And the owner says, what kind of car you want to build? I mean, there are so many designs I have. He said, no, sir, I am sure that if you see this design, you will fall in love with it. And the owner said, okay, go ahead, design it. I mean, I think he just thought that he's just an average engineer. But this guy was really brilliant. He designed the most amazing car in the world, and the owner was happy. So he said, okay, go ahead and build this car. You have all the access to my manufacturing plant. Go ahead and build it. So now this guy starts building this car, and this car, it takes a couple of months to build, and the car was amazing after it was built. So the next step, it was like to test the car whether it works the way it says it is, right? So the owner said, okay, go ahead and just start the test runs. So this engineer started moving the car outside the manufacturing plant. But suddenly he realized that the door to take the car out is 2 inches smaller than the height of the car. Now everyone was confused, like what should we do? Because this is like the most amazing car. We want to test it, but we cannot take it out because it's just 2 inches taller than the door. What should we do? So one of the co-engineers said, okay, let's do one thing. We will remove the upper part of the wall and we can take the car out. The other engineer said, we will push the car and we'll see if in case it just creates there'll be some minor scratches. We'll repaint it the car after we move the car. But the owner said, no, I don't want you to break the wall. I don't want any scratches on the car. You think how you'll move the car out of the manufacturing plant. This all story was going on, and the security guard, the poor, very humble guy, was looking at this whole story, and he said, "Can I suggest something?" And the engineer said, "What will you suggest? You don't know anything about engineering. I am the boss here." He's like, let me try helping you, right? The solution is very simple. And the engineer said, okay, go ahead, tell me. He said, if you deflate the tires, all the 4 tires, the car will automatically shrink 2 inches, and you will remove the car outside the manufacturing plant. You see, the problem was so big that the car was amazing. They wanted to move it out of the manufacturing plant. They were not able to do it because it was 2 inch taller, but they were planning to break the wall. They were ready to, bear the scratches on the car and then repaint it. These are the thought process. Very technical answers, very technical solutions they were trying to think. But the simplest solution for this problem was to deflate the tire and move the car out of the manufacturing plant. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There could be problems you think they are big, but the solution could be absolutely simple. What usually I do is, like, if I have any question, like how do I create a landing page, or how do I create a website using or how do I create a Facebook account? That's a question I have. And that's a problem for me. What should I do if there is no one to help me? What I do is I go to Google and I search how to create a Facebook account. And there are so many people are who has already given the answer to this, right? If you have any question, what I do is I'll make a list of questions. If I'm doing something, if I'm stuck, I think what I want to answer, or what I'm trying to find out, and I type the exact same question in Google. And I usually prefer YouTube because YouTube is the second highest or largest search engine in the world. You will see people doing it for you on YouTube. So if you say, for example, how should I solve this error I'm getting? You give that error in YouTube, and people have created videos of how to solve it, right? So don't get stuck. Don't be dependent on someone will come and help you, like personal. There are so many tools and techniques and sources available online that can help you and sort you with that problem. So my point today was, if you're stuck in any situation in your life, don't think that is a big problem, right? Just calm down, take your time, think about the simplest solution of what you can do to fix the problem. And I'm sure you will end up with multiple options, and you can try and you can fail and you can learn and again implement new things, right? So the more you fail, the more you learn. That's what I follow the principle. So if you are stuck, just think about the simplest solution. Don't think too technical how I can fix this, right? So this is my suggestion to you guys. Recommendation is, like, if you're stuck, don't think about technical solutions, just think about the simplest solution. Help is available online. You can search for all the solutions. You have any question, any damn question you have in your mind, just type it in Google exactly the same way you asked yourself, and you will get the answer. So yeah, this is what I want to talk about. I also want to talk about that I am going to schedule some time to talk about the framework which I've designed, which is ACE Performer framework, that helps individual to excel at workplace and elevate their standard of living by redesigning their approach they do it today. There are older ways of managing things, but I have redesigned and I have used unconventional methodologies that helps people achieve success faster and with positive results. So keep looking for my social media post about when I'm going to do the webinar. Join the webinar. I'm sure, I guarantee that you will learn at least one thing that will be, if you implement it instantly, you will see the results. And my job is to make sure that once you join the webinar, you should at least get one result with you in that webinar, and you can start implementing those right away and see the results. So be focused, be consistent, be dedicated, and be invincible.